Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Tee It Up Grand Strand. I'm your host, Shan Coughlin, here with my very special guest, Mr. Bob Siganti.
Great to see you, Shan. Thanks for having us.
I'm just going to mention we're hearing weird stuff in our headphones, okay? I think we're good. Are you good now?
Well, I always hear weird things, and there's always voices in my head, so I'm completely used to that.
Well, hopefully now there's less. I'm so impressed you wore your name tag today, so we know who you are.
I did. I need to remind myself who I am.
Were you coming from somewhere important?
Well, anyone? No, I was not actually. Okay. But thanks for asking.
Sure. Well, you're an important guy, so we like to know what you're doing out and about town.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but no, I'm not important at all. But no, what is important, though, is golf in Myrtle Beach and True Blue in Caledonia. Yeah,
it is very important. And they were missing you for a week or so. You went on a nice vacation, but took the fam, right?
Yeah, I went back to the old stomping grounds up there in South Jersey. Played a little golf at a club I used to belong to called Avalon Country Club for any South Jersey people. And I played one that I hadn't played before called Shoregate, which is very good. And, of course, a lot of folks from that area love Myrtle Beach and come to Myrtle Beach. And there's always plenty of Myrtle Beach chatter. So I take a lot of business cards and make a lot of renew some old connections and make some new connections. People in South Jersey love Myrtle Beach.
That's what I was going to ask next, because we get a lot of inquiries from that area, absolutely. And what are they wanting to know? What are the questions like these days?
Well, first of all, it's easy in, easy out. I mean, you fly from Myrtle Beach to Atlantic City through Spirit. I mean, Spirit, no matter what you think of it, I mean, you can't beat. I mean, once you're up and then you're down, and I mean, you can literally tee it up within 30 minutes after landing. So that's pretty awesome, and it's the same thing when the same thing hitting Myrtle Beach, and the flight times are good, very conducive to golf. It's the general. There's a lot of conversation. I played Caledonia here or True Blue here or other golf courses. What's going on in Myrtle Beach? How was the winter? How's the summer?
How are the greens?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. How the green? I mean, the same questions. Golfers are golfers, and that's what they talk about, and that's what they want to know. Hey, we need to get some guys together, or hey, our group's coming back. So I mean, just generally, just a lot of excitement. That's a pretty competitive golf market up there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They've built a lot of golf courses in that area over the last 20 years, kind of what we did here. So. My friends and peers in the golf business, face some similar challenges, let's say, that we do here. But I mean, again, it's just a great market, a fertile golf market for us. And there's great people up there. And really the South Jersey Shore in a lot of ways mimics the Myrtle Beach area. There's a lot of beach towns, that run from, say, Atlantic City to Cape May. It's about 40 miles with different towns in between off of Causeway, similar to the same situation here, the Grand Strand beach towns off of 17. So anyway, they're just into golf. And I won the U.S. Open pool up there, which is pretty awesome.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I was pretty excited about that. Just got the text last night, so I'm sure that ticked off about 35 other people that were in that thing. So
nice, though. Yeah. Nice, bringing it home.
That's right.
So did you pick? So you had Spieth?
I had my five were Spieth, Johnson, McIlroy, Henrik Stenson, and anyway, someone else who finished high, who played well, obviously, so that worked out. So I'm sure they're cussing me out up there, and I love it. If they're cussing you, they're loving you, right, to a certain extent, something like that. So.
Absolutely. Well, and that's a Jersey thing, right? South Jersey.
Well, I think I don't know. I think I've heard that expression down here is where I picked up on that. So yeah.
What'd you think about the 3-putt? I was disappointed a little bit. I was happy because I had Spieth, but disappointed a little bit because I knew it would.
I was really rooting hard for Dustin.
Me
the
too.
fact that he even had a chance at the end, a local guy. I mean, it gives me goosebumps. I'm sure it does you. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about when they announced him on the first hit from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And
awesome.
there's a lot of folks that we've actually put some, as Dustin is a spokesperson for Myrtle Beach Golf Holiday in the Myrtle Beach area, which through all our connections, we're all affiliated somehow with that group. So he's been very gracious in stating that Myrtle Beach is his hometown, when in reality that he's from here. He obviously went to Coastal, spend some time here, but doesn't live here anymore. Which, if you're a pro athlete, why would you? You're going to go to a state where you don't have to pay income tax, right? But he's very gracious in that wherever he plays and wherever he goes, they announce him at that. So, and that's not necessarily part of the sponsorship deal they have with Golf Holiday, but he is gracious in doing that. But anyway, to get back, that's a very convoluted answer. That has nothing to do with your putt. I honestly,
we were rooting for him. I think that's the point we were
completely
getting.
rooting for him, and it made me sick because the reality situation is that's not a must make there, right? That's just the live to play again. And Day putted before him, and it's kind of like as soon as I left the putter blade, it's like if that's going left, that's going by.
Yeah.
And, in normal situations, that putt coming back, I mean, he's making that, 8, 9, 10 times out of 10. In that situation, I think it's a 2 out of 10er.
Right.
And he didn't get it. And that's a shame. But
a shame.
Caddy should have stepped in or something because all they talked about was line. They never talked about speed. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yo, dude, it just happened right there in front of you.
Right.
Because Jason Day's going, you sure you want me to butt out? Here I am, I'm past the hole, et cetera. Maybe I'll give you a line coming back. He's like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, so that just tells me that speed wasn't a consideration. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. But that was a pretty bad 3-putt in that position. I hate it. I have to give Spieth credit though. I mean, I was really surprised that he was able to gather himself and hit that second shot because he was a mess.
Yes,
and he admitted. I mean, he said he was nervous, he was hyper, he was jumping all over the place. So he was struggling coming down the stretch. But you have to give the kid credit; he's awesome.
Well, speaking of tournament play, I am very much looking forward to getting out to Caledonia again this Saturday and getting to play the course. One of my favorites, minus the par 3 that we always talk about, or we haven't talked about.
There's several par 3s. I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, there's one, and I actually enjoy the hole. It just always makes me feel awkward because I feel like it's like 15 feet, or 15 yards long, but I know it's longer than that. But it's just very short.
Oh, the 9th hole, you mean?
The 9th hole. It's just very short, and it's just weird to me. But that,
Yeah,
still a beautiful hole.
It's a beautiful golf hole. It's just a very short iron.
So tell us what are we in for with course conditions, greens? What are we in for with our WAGT event?
We are in full summer bloom, which means we are wall to wall Bermuda grass. I mean, it's an absolute carpet out there from tee to green. Greens are awesome right now. I mean, champion Bermuda greens.
Mm-hmm. So I can take my golf shoes off after and walk around in the grass.
Yeah, we did some light aerification work a few weeks ago. Completely healed in about a couple of weeks ago. Golf courses. I don't like to make these kind of statements, but the golf course is really awesome right now.
Well, I'm amazed at the changes in technology, and with I guess you continue to get better and better. But when we used to talk about aerification, it was like horror story. Now everyone's saying, 7 days. I've heard, the smaller the tines, 3 and 4 days, it's puttable. Nobody's freaking out anymore. I love that. We've got it down to a science.
Right, where there used to be terrifying words like core and the big holes, and you're like, oh my gosh, that is just brutal. But the reality of the situation is, the superintendents and technology, right? They're using smaller tines. We describe them as racer head size and
pencil size,
and then they may or may not do more cores, but the holes are smaller. Now there's things we just started something used called a dry jet system, where we go back over top of the greens and actually inject sand down into the holes, which actually promotes faster healing and actually better drainage and everything else. So we try, and our director of agronomy, Jackson Clemens, tries to keep us up to date on the latest certainly techniques, and really, for a complete heal, it's about 10 days from the time you aerify the greens.
That's almost nothing.
That is nothing. And the reality of the situation is the greens are generally so good at all our courses down here that most folks come in the summertime, and I think their courses are very good about letting everyone, hey, we aerified just to let you know. Or, we particularly have a 2-hole policy. If you go out and play 2 holes and you're like, hey, it's not for us, no problem. Give your money back. We'll either book you another golf course and do that. And rarely do we have anyone ever have to take advantage of that. Matter of fact, most people are like, "Hey, greens are a lot better than than you thought it was," because we want to under promise and over deliver.
Well, and my friends up in Virginia remind me all the time when they come down to play, because if we're going out somewhere and I know either they've verified or something's going on, or it's rare, but when that happens, they always laugh at me. And they're like, Shan, really? If this is what you're worried about, just don't come play. Because we are spoiled down here because the competition is such that all the courses do stay in great shape.
We really are, and they really do. And you know, I would hate to use even a term like, you know, our lowest end golf courses are would be considered the best golf courses in town in most
Right.
places in the country,
Yeah.
right, or anywhere in the world. So we are very spoiled, and our standards, I think, for those of us in the industry are most times exceed or a lot higher than what our customers are. But you can't take anything for granted. We
No.
can't assume everything that, you know, and we always have that conversation with Sam and say, hey, don't assume that everyone coming through the door, this may or may not be one of the better golf courses they ever played. I mean, they could be a member at Augusta National. I mean, Cypress. We never know where anyone's coming from. So.
Hey, a couple weeks ago, I got to play out at True Blue. Thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here, because I would tell you, you know.
Yes, you would.
You know, but everyone in our group had a ball. As far as we actually all played well, which was nice. Not the easiest course to be able to say that, but it was a tournament. We all played well. Course was in great shape, and I wanted to be able to give a personal experience to that. I didn't shoot my very best, but I certainly shot, respectable. But I had forgotten. And again, I'm going to talk about green. Archie Lemon has taught me the word green complexes, about how interesting the green complexes out there are. I mean, they keep you not guessing in a bad way, but you walk up to them, they're not just round, flat greens. I mean, they're really cool.
No, that is true, and the late great Mike Strantz did a great job with the course design there, and sort of patterned it after that. Kind of Pine Valley's Pinehurst number 2. It's a little rugged, but the green complexes, and thank you for saying, I think are incredibly interesting too. A lot of elevation, a lot of shape, a lot of, I don't want to say hump. There's some rolling contours. Different tiers to the greens. Extremely large, right? I mean, front to back, side to side. But on every green out there, except for the par 3 third hole, which is an island green, except for a couple. Most of the greens, there's the ability to run the ball somewhere up to the green at some point there.
Yeah.
So
well, and that's what I loved, is because usually when you get quote unquote interesting greens, it means they're exceptionally difficult. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't make it that way, but very good pin placements. I thought it was very well thought out. If you hit a nice shot in there, you were rewarded. If you hit kind of a bad shot, it wasn't a reward, but you also weren't killed. And I thought it was very I just had fun. I really did. I just flat had fun. Because we joke, when it first opened before some of the renovation, it was known as an exceptionally difficult golf course. And I think the changes really came through, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, we appreciate you saying that.
Yeah,
that's a ringing endorsement. That's awesome.
It is, yeah. And folks, it's you can go look at the scores. You'll see. I didn't shoot perfect, but it was fun. I want to say I shot 94, something like that. That wasn't too bad for me. So what can folks look forward to this summer? We're in summer golf season. You guys are running some specials. I know your package company out there has like a 2-round special going on right now, but the best place to find that information is where?
You can go to fishclub.com,
yes.
Which is takes off on Caledonia Golf and Fish Club. But you can find all 3 of our properties on that site, which would be Caledonia Golf and Fish Club, True Blue Golf Club, and Caledonia Golf Vacations. Yeah, and we do run a sizzling summer special.
Sizzling summer.
2 nights, 3 rounds of golf. Starts at $299. It's based on quad occupancy. You can certainly get that through the Golf Director Package Company as well. There might be a slight difference in pricing, but relatively close. So if you want a quick trip, we also do a family golf special where family of 4 can come down and play for $999.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's 3 nights, 4 rounds of golf. We're really trying to push family golf, mom, dad, whatever, however the couple dynamics made up, and then 2 juniors, 17 and under. So we think that's a real heck of a deal there.
And junior 17 and under, that's nice, because sometimes you hit that 15, 16, and you're not quite sure, and that's good.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because, I have a 14-year-old, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna.
Yes, we're sensitive.
This is about to get real expensive.
We're sensitive to family and teenagers as well. Of course, I have 3 teens as well. They're very expensive. That's right. That's right.
Well, Bob, I can't believe we're already out of time. Have we gotten all the information out this month that we need to before you come back and see us next month?
I think we did. Like I said, fishclub.com, all our specials anywhere else. You can find us here, the Golf Director, and anywhere else. So we're easy to find.
Yes, and they do, folks have some events going on out there this summer. So check out their events calendar. Give them a call at the pro shop or golf shop. My husband gets so mad at me for that. At the golf shop to just make sure that everything is good to go. Take advantage of the specials, online specials. Again, fishclub.com. You can call us here at the Golf Director. Bob, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Shan.
We will see you soon.
Yes, have a great summer.
This edition of Tee It Up Grandstand has been produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured golf course pages. There is one for Caledonia Golf and Fish Club and one for True Blue, where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. If you need help with your next golf vacation and like to tweet, hashtag Just Call Dave, and he'll find you, or give us a call with a real phone at 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand, so to catch up on a show you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices through iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, and on the Myrtle Beach Golf app, so download that today. This is your host, Shan Coughlin, on behalf of my very special guest, Mr. Bob Sagani, from Caledonia Golf and Fish Club and True Blue, our producer behind the glass, Mr. Jeff, and all of our other guests. We thank you for tuning in. There's more TGD golf news and information coming up next, so don't go anywhere. Awesome.